Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear me all right?
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. Are you all right?
Yes, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thank you.
Good.
So have you got the board up, the real-time board?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have anything in particular you want to learn, or are you happy to go through rearranging equations?
Happy to do that, yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, I'm just going to go into the board. So do you mind just going to page 3?
Yeah.
Now you see there's that kind of fairly nasty looking equation.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to gauge where you're at to start with. So I'm going to ask if you'd have any idea how to make x the subject of that. And if you don't, that's fine. If you do, that's fine. But yeah, would you have any idea how to go about rearranging that equation to make x the subject?
No, I don't, unfortunately.
Okay, cool. All right, in that case, we will. So that's the kind of direction we're gently heading in, and we might not get there today. We might.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. But anyhow, if you go to page 2 for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to ask some things which are going to seem weirdly simple to start with, but anyway, you just have to bear with it. So x equals 8. What does that actually mean?
Well, the value of x is 8.
Yeah. So they are the same.
Yeah.
And if they're the same, if we change one side, they won't be the same anymore.
No.
So, for example, if I added 2 onto this side, well, actually, let's start with something else equally simple. 8 equals 2 plus 6. So they are the same, both sides. Now, if we say add 3 onto this side, they're not the same anymore.
No.
So we would have to add 3 onto the other side. And we can do anything we want to one side, as long as we do it to the other side.
Yeah.
So we could divide by 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say we had x plus b equals c. So again, we're going to, with all of these, just to save my imagination, we're going to be making x the subject.
Yeah.
So we want to make x the subject, but we can't because there's something else on that side. What's stopping x from being the subject at the moment?
C.
So c's already gone.
Oh, okay, yeah, so you need to move B over to that side.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I suspect you're used to, you think about it like this. You move the b, so you get rid of that and you take b off this side.
Yeah.
So which is true, that works. But what's kind of really going on is we are taking away that b. So I could write an extra minus b here. And we're taking a b off this side. So we're tactically taking away a b because that cancels this b out. We have a plus b, then we minus a b, there's no more b's left, and we just have x. So what I'm going to try and encourage us to do on this is write in these square brackets on the right what we're about to do. So this is for 2 reasons. Firstly, it's going to help us when we're doing the more complicated ones to remember what what decision we've made to rearrange it. And secondly, in the exams, if you get anything wrong, the examiner's going to want to try and work out how many marks to give you. And if he thinks you understand it because you showed you knew what you're doing, then you're much more likely to get more marks. So on this one, we're simply going to take b off of both sides. And so we're going to be left with just x on that side and c minus b on that side. Okay, What if we had x plus r equals c? See if you can make x the subject of that one.
Okay. Do you want me to write it? Yeah.
Yeah, so if you scribble underneath that and do the square bracket thing.
Oh no. I'll take smart drawing.
Yes, it's a mixed blessing, the smart drawing.
So it would be taking away the r. So you would have x equals c minus r. Yep.
Yep, perfect.
Awesome.
What if we had x minus r equals b?
So you would need to add an r to each side.
Yeah.
So, and then this is the
Cool.
Yep.
Slightly different tact here.
Okay. So you would need to divide a on each side.
Yeah,
Divide by a on each side.
exactly.
So what would be the correct way to write it?
As in divided by or over?
Yeah.
Definitely over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we were actually dividing both sides by a, and then we did.
Oh yeah.
So those cancelled out. So
Yeah.
you didn't need to write any of that. I'm just saying, like we were just following the same rules we talked about at the beginning. We were dividing both sides by a, and then they cancelled out.
Yeah.
What about if we had x over a equals? I seem to be getting slightly fixated on a's and r's, but saves thinking of new letters each time.
No, multiplying by a. So equals x. Yep.
Perfect. Okay, here's one that trips people up a lot. So this time, a is on the top and x is on the base. And we want to make x a subject again.
It wouldn't be the same, would it?
In terms of what times both sides by a.
Oh.
It's a tricky one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shall I do some talking, or are you going to have a hack?
No, you're probably best explaining that one.
Okay.
Got any ideas?
So, basically, there's nothing we can do straight off to get rid of the a. If we divide by a, it's going to leave a 1 up here. That a is going to turn into a 1. And if we times by a, it's going to end up as a squared.
Yeah.
So basically, we can't get rid of the a. But what we can do is we could get rid of the x and take that up to the other side, which isn't immediately the obvious route, but we're going to do it and see what happens. So we're timesing both sides by x.
Yeah.
So what will that give us if we times both sides by x?
Would it ax equals rx?
It'd be a equals rx. If we
Oh
times,
yeah, because it's cancelling out. Yeah.
yeah. And now, can we make x a subject?
Yeah, if we divide both sides by r.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
right, and I give you one of those. Okay, so see if you can make that the subject.
No, times by x. So x, and then divide that by c, and it's c equals x.
Okay.
Yep.
So in reality, when you're doing these things, well, notice 3 was on top here, and then it ended up on top on the other side.
Yeah.
And every time you do these 2 steps, the thing on top just ends up on top on the other side. So if you remember that, you don't have to bother doing the 2 steps.
Okay, yeah.
So let me just show you what I mean. You say you had 3 plus q over x equals d. I can just literally rip off the top, which is 3 plus q, and put it on top on the other side.
Okay, yes.
So, I mean, you're welcome to do the 2 steps, but if you remember this way and you're doing lots of these questions, it's easier just to do this.
Yeah.
So, anything that's on top, rip it off, put it on top on the other side. So we've done pluses, minuses, times, divide, things on top. I'm going to look at slightly another potential trap. Actually, first I'm gonna ask you this. By the way, do you have a calculator handy?
I've got my phone, but not a proper one.
Oh right, no, that's good. So tell me if you can. Well, tell me the answer to this. Not using a calculator.
54. Wait. If I'm doing it in the right order, then it's 54, but it's whether I'm doing it in the right order.
So did you do these 2 times together first?
No, I did 4 plus 5 first, and then times it by 6, which might not be right.
Yeah. So I wrote it in an order to try and deliberately trip you up on that, because normally you would do things, the first one and the second one, etc., etc.
Yeah.
However, in maths, where you're rearranging things can become in any angle. We have to have a different system that's not order related, and you might remember this BODMAS.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. And do you remember what any of them stand for?
Brackets. Oh yeah, divide, multiply, add, subtract.
Okay, so we were thinking 54 to start with, but that is wrong.
No, 34, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Because BODMAS tells us we do multiplying first, because it comes here, and then we do the add later.
Yeah.
Okay, so A plus X times B equals C. So now we're applying this back to the rearranging. And BODMAS tells us we have to do the multiplying first. So it's like there's brackets there. And we want to make X a subject again. So we have to get rid of the other things. Now there's two other things to get rid of. What are those two things we need to get rid of?
The B and the A.
Yeah. And now we get rid of them in order of what's furthest away from X. And BODMAS can help us work that out. So in this case, we have to get rid of A first, because it's further away from X, because BODMAS makes this like these, basically it puts these brackets here.
Yeah.
So in terms of decisions, we get rid of A first. And it's going to be minus A because A is plus dot. So that would then be okay. What do we do from there?
Then divide both sides by B.
Yeah. Do you mind filling in that last bit for me? Because I want to see how you. I want to see something. Okay, yeah, just checking. So you, whatever's there, it all gets divided by B.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to slowly ramp up the complexity of these. Try and do it in a way that won't break anyone's brain. Okay, see if you can rearrange that to make X a subject.
So we need to get rid of C first.
Yeah.
So, then it'd be multiply. So you need to get rid of the 3. Right?
So if we had to put brackets in, where would the brackets go? Actually, let me just make it easier for you. So rearranging is like reversing an equation. So when we're rearranging, we use BODMAS in reverse.
Oh! Right. Okay. So I'll need to get rid of the plus 4 first.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, okay. Oh wait, but I did the dividing first, so I've opened it in the wrong order.
No, because this line, this separating line, which I'm trying and failing to neatly draw over, that overrides BODMAS. That clearly means C is further away from X, because that kind of brackets all these together as one unit. So that was the right call.
Okay. So. Okay, and then divide both sides by 3.
Well, yes. So something's gone very slightly wrong on that line.
Oh, what am I doing? Yeah,
Because you said you were going to take away 4 from both sides, and then you.
then I added it.
Then you added it.
There we go.
Okay.
And then divide.
By the way, you can carry on writing just down under the page. You're not limited by
Yeah.
the page size.
X equals Q's C minus 1. Really neatly. There we go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll do something fairly similar, but feels like you're close to having the hang of that. It's probably enough steps. Okay, so once again making X a subject.
So we've got to get rid of Q first.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to try and not say yet for a minute. I'm going to keep my mouth shut till the end, or try to.
Okay.
Probably fail.
So that's 6. Because so I need to take A over the top, but I've already got a.
So just take a stab at it and we'll see.
Divide both sides by X. No, I'm a bit stuck now.
Okay. So we want to get rid of this A,
Yeah.
and we know we're going to plonk it on top on the other side.
Mhm.
So it's just going to, and I'm actually going to scroll down a little bit and go off the page here, but it's just going to end up looking like this. X equals, we're going to put A on top of everything.
Oh, okay.
So it's almost simpler than you'd imagine.
Okay, because I was thinking that, but I wasn't sure if that's even
Allowed.
correct. So, yeah, allowed.
Yeah. Yeah, and in theory, like we wouldn't really want this to happen, but we could put more stuff on top if we could stack it all day. Like, it's
Okay.
not a great idea to do that, but yeah. So I want to introduce a couple of other things. We'll introduce a couple, and then we'll probably have a little brain break for a second. Does that ring any bells?
No.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. It's a function, which means it takes x and it does some mysterious thing to it. For now, we're not even going to worry at all what that thing is. That can be another time. It's for stuff to do with angles and triangles. However, for now, the only thing.
Oh yes, Sokotoa.
Yeah, exactly. For now, the only. Okay, so you might already know what I was about to say then. So, how will we get rid of it if we want to make x a subject?
Well, as it's in brackets, would it be to multiply it?
That's generally what people think. So it's a function, so it's not really timesing by the x, it's taking the x.
Okay.
So we have to do what's called the inverse function, which undoes the function. So it would end up looking like that. If you put the -1 up there, that means it's inverse function.
Okay.
So let's experiment with some values here a second. Oh, you don't have a calculator on you, do you? That's okay. I'm going to type it into the calculator. But let's say we had sine of 35. If I type that into my calculator, that is going to give me a number, which I'm going to do right now. So it's 0.574. So if we get rid of the sine off of this side, we have 35 equals sine to the -1 . So if I do that in the calculator, it should give me roughly 35.
Okay.
Which I'm going to do just to make sure. So yeah, it does, unsurprisingly. But for now, yeah, like I say, we don't have to worry too much about what which angles it works out and whatnot. We just need to know if we want to change its side, we put this -1 here.
Mm-hmm.
So if we had sine 2x equals 8, and let's see if you can rearrange that to make x a subject.
X. Right.
Right.
I wasn't really sure how to put that in the bracket thingy.
Yeah,
The
no, that's exactly right.
what functions the so then dividing both sides by 2. So that the x equals 9. There we go.
Perfect 8.
I'm going too fast for it. There you go.
Okay, that's, yeah. Sine, so a Kato, as you said, so that's sine, cos, and tan.
Yeah.
So that -1 thing works on any of them, so it doesn't matter which one we write. Have a hack at that one.
Okay. Am I going to have to move the 3 before the cos?
Yeah, you need to get rid of the 3 first.
No, multiply by 4. Yeah. Oh,
Alrighty.
well,
Nice. So it's getting in the realms of quite complicated.
yeah.
Okay, well on that note, let's do a 2-minute brain break. And then, yeah. So do you do art stuff on the computer with your stylus generally?
Yeah, I like to draw quite a bit in my spare time.
Like what kind of stuff?
It's usually portraits of people. So, like famous people, I'll like take a photo and then I'll like copy it as such, I guess.
Do they know you're taking a photo?
Oh no, I don't like. It would be someone that I've found on Google Images.
Right.
So like I did one of Tom Holland. He plays Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
So I just like took a photo from online and like drew it.
And do you use your stylus to do it, or do you do it on pen and paper and then just touch it up?
Oh no, I do it fully on my stylus because I don't get on with pen and paper. I think it's because I'm left-handed. I always ended up with the lead all on my hand.
Oh, I see. Like that's kind of intense, just drawing just with the stylus. Like I can barely write a line of maths and make it look nice.
Yeah, it's a bit harder writing than drawing for sure. And because I guess what I do is I zoom in to the piece like extremely so then I can the details that will look small on the end product I've actually drawn quite big,
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
and so then I've got more control over it.
Yeah.
Whereas here, when I'm just doing little things, it's harder.
So do you have a screen where you draw on the screen and you can see it happening on the screen, or do you just draw on a tablet thing?
Yeah, I just draw on the. It took a while to get used to. You have to like look at the screen whilst drawing the stylus.
Yeah.
So yeah, that took a while to get used to at first, like getting to grips with where I was on the page, kind of thing. But yeah, now that I'm used to it, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, I found it took a bit of getting used to looking at the screen. You want to look down at the tablet, but that's no help at all. Okay, you ready for some more?
Yeah.
Okay, if we go back to page 2. Slightly different tact. Do you know what that simplifies to?
Well, simplify. Would it be? You could have. Could you have x squared over x to the power of 1?
X. Did you say x squared over x to the power of 1?
Yeah.
Well, let's look at what that actually means for a second. That means it's going to be x times x 4 times on top.
Mhm.
And underneath we've got x squared.
Oh, right.
So everyone on the base cancels out 1 on the top.
Okay, yeah, so then it would just be x squared, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So basically, whatever this number is, we take away this number.
Mm.
So that's x squared. Okay, what about this then? What would that equal?
But I might be wrong here. Would it be x to the power of 80?
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh, okay.
By the way, I wouldn't be surprised if simple things start seeming harder to you after 40 minutes of tuition. It's a bit more intense than a maths class. Yeah, so that's correct.
Yeah.
X to the 1000 over x squared. I'll let you write the answer.
Alright?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, what about this then? If we had x squared equals a, so according to the principles we were talking about before, if we want to make x a subject, we need to get rid of whatever's not x, which in this case is just the 2. Any ideas how we get rid of that 2?
Or do you need to do square root?
Yeah.
Root there.
What?
Okay, yeah.
What if we had that?
Oh, the what's it called? Is it cube root? Is
Yeah.
that the
That is the thing. So we cube root both sides. It's supposed to be a 3, but it looks like a backwards euro, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So basically we cube root both sides.
Yeah.
And that cube root and the cube do the opposite, so they cancel out.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to combine this all in a slightly mean way. I'm actually going to move this all over to the left so that we can fit in our square bracket things in line on the right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to try and make X the subject.
So do I? Well, I need to. Would it be divide or subtract first?
How do you mean?
Am I dealing with the x squared first, or am I dealing with the -6 first?
Right, so these are effectively grouped together.
Okay, so yeah, it's the -6.
Okay, +6.
Yeah. Can't. I don't even know how to write it. Cancelling out the x squared at the bottom. So,
Yeah, I don't know how to write that either. I think you're just going to have to...
yeah, I'll just do it. So, right?
No. So you've cancelled out the x's on the left,
Yeah.
so you haven't actually changed anything. So we're not ready for this yet.
Yeah, that's it. It's an extra step. Yeah, okay. I was overthinking that.
You did 2 steps the price of 1, but yeah, failed. Okay, now you have a difficult decision. Okay, I'll shut up again.
So then it's ooh. Which one shall I do? Right.
What's BODMAS telling us we should do first?
Oh wait, is it? It's the. Wait, is it? Is it the 3 first? Because wait, does the squared count as multiply? Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
No, square does not count as multiply.
Oh, it counts as other.
Yeah. Square's
Right. Okay.
Anything not on that list goes into other.
Right. Okay, got it. So. There we go. Right.
Yeah, all perfect. Alrighty. Sailing through this stuff. So, if you skip to page 3 a second, so we're not quite there, but that is becoming less complicated compared to probably how it looked at the beginning of the lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's going to be very hit and miss as to whether we get as far as actually being able to solve that. But yeah, we'll just keep churning on for another 5 minutes and then we'll call it after 5 minutes. And if we've done it, great. If not, we'll do it next time. Okay, so deleting all your hard work. If I could use my computer. So a minute ago we did something like x to the 4 over x to the 2, and then the thing's minused. So we had x to the a over x to the b, and it equaled x, and we took the top one, and then we minused off the bottom one.
Yeah.
What about this if they're times together?
We'll be adding them together.
Yeah, okay, perfect. What if we have this? That's not what I meant. Do you know how those two numbers combine?
No.
They combine like this. Square root is the same as power of a half.
Okay, yeah.
So if we had x over the eighth root, that's the same as x the power of 1 over a.
Okay, yeah.
And then these guys combine, they times together. So it's kind of subtle. If we had x to the 3 or to the power of 4, that equals x to the 12. They times together. Whereas here they added together. It's like
okay, yeah.
they're always one behind. When you times, they add. When you power, they times.
Yeah.
So if this 2 converts to a half up here, those guys will times together to give us x to the 3.5.
Okay, yeah.
See if you can simplify that.
right?
Yeah.
Uh, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. So we're super close now to the one on page 3, but we're not going to do it now. I think we're going to leave it there because we've covered a heap of stuff, and it'd be sad to like try it and then not be able to do it when we're so close. So, yeah, I think we'll leave it there.
Okay.
Okay. So I will see you next time.
Yes, see you next time.
Bye.